Hello, I'm Dan Barrera, and in this video we're going to look at the different methods of calibrating your FiberTEK Tier 1 fiber certifier. When you use the FiberTEK calibration, there are three options as far as the number of jumpers to select. You have 1 jumper, 2 jumper, and 3 jumper calibration. And this causes a lot of confusion about which one you should use and what's tested with each of these different options. So with these drawings here, this should clear it up quite a bit. So in the diagram, we have a light source on the left end and a power meter on the right end. Now, when we use FiberTEK, we're testing 2 fibers at the same time, so we'll have 2 fibers, one going in each direction. But for simplicity, we'll just look at 1 fiber at a time. FiberTEK has this same thing, but in reverse for the second fiber. So the light going in the light source on the left end is coming out into the power meter at the right end. What we see on the diagram, the blue line represents the fiber cable. The green line represents the brackets of where the measurement begins and ends. We have couplers shown in brown and blue. So on the 1 jumper calibration system, so this is where you're using 1 jumper to calibrate, and we'll look in more detail at how to do that in a later video. But when we use the 1 jumper calibration, what we measure is everything including the 2 couplers at each end and everything in the fiber in the middle. And there might be connectors or splices in that cable under test, but we're including the connector of the test jumper at each end when we do the 1 jumper calibration. So that's the preferred method because you're getting the most loss measurement. The second option is the 2 jumpers calibration. So when you're using 2 jumpers, you see that this bracket on the right side has moved in. So now we're measuring the loss of only 1 connector. So all things being equal, we will measure slightly less loss using the 2 jumper calibration than the 1 jumper because this reference point is moved in and we're not including that connector over near the power meter anymore. Moving on to the 3 jumpers method. So this method shows that both brackets have moved in. So now we're not measuring the loss of either connector from our reference connections. All we're measuring is the cable itself, and again, any splices or connections that are inside that cabling. But if this is just a standard link, you're really measuring just the loss of the fiber. So we have even less loss reported using the 3 jumper method. So looking at them all side by side, you can see the 1 jumper includes both connectors at each end of the link. The 2 jumper method includes the loss of only 1 connector, and the 3 jumper method includes the loss of only the fiber, no connectors. So I hope that clears up what's measured in the link, and then in next videos we'll look at how to actually do these different calibration methods with the FiberTEK IV. I'm Dan Barrera, and thank you for watching.